If there's one thing Donnie loves and embraces, it's ratings and polls. I mean, when they favor him. But now, Trump is freaking out. And when you see these numbers, you'll understand why. The stock market is crumbling. A recession is looming. Elon and Marco are fighting, and Republicans are calling him out. But this is what's got man-titties fuming. In a new Siena College poll released today, Trump is hemorrhaging support from Republicans. And while Trump's favorability rating is flatter than Jim Jordan's EEG, his overall job approval took a huge hit since February, largely as a result of Republican approval falling from, catch this, 86 to 10% approval from last month to 78 to 20% approval this month. And his approval rating also fell in the suburbs from 58 to 41% last month to 46 to 51% today. That's a 22-point swing in the downstate suburbs. And political analysts are saying those numbers are still moving in the wrong direction. Trump has been getting slammed on inflation, national unity, and dealing with allies. But it's the trade war with Mexico and Canada that has Republicans scratching their heads. Trump created this problem with Canada over fentanyl, even with the knowledge that less than 0.1% comes into the U.S. through Canada. Trump is losing it, and he's taken to his ironically named Truth Social tweets to continue this attack on Canada. Canada's cheating the United States farmers on USMCA. These sky-high tariffs are part of Canada's unfair, long-standing policy to shield domestic producers from foreign competition, especially in agriculture. And then this. Justin Trudeau puffing up his soy boy chest at Trump and the U.S. economy is like a woke college kid on a bicycle playing chicken with a freight train. He's going to lose. The Canadian economy is going to take a huge hit, and the Canadian people are going to suffer needlessly. Wake up, Canada. Donald Trump is not Joe Biden. Cutie time is over. Stop electing woke retards. It's not going to help you. Not that it ever did.
That's disgusting.
Wow. Wow. Donnie is losing it. But here's what's really making Trump flip out. He hates Trudeau. And every time he attacks Trudeau, Trudeau gets stronger. And you know that has to piss him off.
So, Harry, Trump and Trudeau in this little tussle of sorts.
A little fight.
They're in this fight. How do Canadians feel about Americans?
Oh my goodness gracious. This number was just shocking to me as I was looking at the polling from Canada. Those that want to treat, Canadians who want to treat America as a friend, treat them friendly. Look at this drop from February. That's a 50-point drop from before the Trump presidency to the Trump presidency. Now it's just 23%. Something has clearly happened, and what has happened is Donald Trump and these tariffs that he is trying to or not trying to enact on Canada, they don't like it.
Okay, that's incredible. So how is this benefiting Trudeau, who was sort of, he was done. Yeah. He was out.
He was dead in the water.
Yes.
Justin Trudeau was facing his lowest net approval ratings on record, way, way down. Enter Donald Trump. What happens to Justin Trudeau's net approval rating in Canada? Goes right up. What are we talking about? Look at this rise since January. A 28-point rise. He has managed to take a politician who was dead in the water and turned him into a politician that is a fighter and one that Canada, at this particular point, is backing far more than they did before Donald Trump entered the White House and entered the picture.
I mean, it's incredible because he was dead on arrival. In fact, he's stepping down.
Yes.
But now there's this whole standoff, and so his party's getting a lifeline. And I mean, tell me something I don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you something you don't know, and that is the Liberal Party in Canada, Justin Trudeau's party, looked dead in the water heading into the 2025 Canadian elections. What happened now? Well, since Donald Trump became president, look at their chance of winning the most seats in the Canadian Parliament. Went from less than 1% to now 37%. You don't have to be a genius to know that that gives them a real fighting chance in order to win a plurality of seats. There was nobody, no political expert that was out there that thought that the Liberal, that is why Trudeau stepped down. And then look at that. Right up, and now they're quite competitive with the Conservative Party.
And you know what? That would mean a 51st state would get you 2 Democratic senators.
Yes.
But joking aside, who are the 27% of Canadians who didn't like Americans 3 years ago? Who are those people?
I don't know. Sometimes our neighbors to the north are funny people, but they're funny people on both sides of the border.
I guess that's true.
The bottom line is Donald Trump,
I've always loved Canada.
I always loved Canada as well.
Trump has, to use a golf metaphor, a bad case of the yips, and that everything he is doing is imploding. And his threats against China, Canada, and Mexico are costing the American economy. Basically, regular people, money, lots of money. And these inflationary potholes have the U.S. headed for a recession. Now, Trump likes to tout his own polls. As you see here, they look good. But the top 5 polls are done by one company, conservative pollster Rasmussen. But if you want to argue that, then there's another piece of evidence that Fat Donnie is in trouble. It's called the internet. And 2 words, Donald Trump and chaos.
Look at this number. up 320% this term's average week versus the first term. This 46-day stretch that the Trump presidency has gone on has the most number of searches for Trump and chaos on record. The American people are seeing this. They think that Donald Trump is like Butters in South Park. He is Professor Chaos. That is what is going on. The American people at this particular point are going, what is happening here? They are seeing Trump and they are associating him with the word chaos.
And the markets, if there's one thing that stock markets investors don't like, what is that?
Yeah, they do not like uncertainty. They don't like chaos. How about trade policy uncertainty index? This dates back all the way since 1960. We are dealing with a record high. Get this, up 651% versus a year ago. One day Trump seems to be for tariffs, the next day he doesn't. One day he seems like he's backing off tariffs, then he's threatening to do it a month from now. What we're seeing is chaos play out in this trade uncertainty. That is playing out in the stock market as well. Traders, investors, Americans are channeling their inner Vince Lombardi saying, what the hell is going on out there?
That's right. I mean, they may or may not like the tariff policy. What they like less, though, no matter what, is the wild reversals.
They just need to know what's going on so that they can plan.
All right. Now, we know that Wall Street not happy with it, but what about Main Street?
Yeah, what about Main Street? Do they think that all this chaos is good? Is Trump making changes too quickly, i.e. rushing changes without considering their impact? You got it here, folks. 56%, the majority, say that Trump is making changes too quickly. They don't like what's going on. They don't like what The Rock is cooking, compared to just 43% who say no. This Trump presidency, we were talking about this going back since January 20th, right? We said, hey, maybe this Trump presidency with Susan Wiles will be more on the tracks. It seems to have gotten off the tracks as far as the American people are concerned, and they simply put, do not like it.
Look, the reality is that Trump's mental health has always been in question. But 9 years after he won in 2016, he slipped precipitously low. And now with this clown grabbing the headlines and pissing off his closest allies, the whole administration seems to be melting down.
He's got a glass jaw. He can't take, because of the autism or where he's on the spectrum. He's clearly not. He's got the maturity of an 11-year-old. You can tell that. But it's obvious.
And Elon's net worth is dropping like Trump's pasty ass when he unhooks his man girdle. Trump is spiraling down like a turd in a fishbowl. And as he threatens Panama, Mexico, Canada, and Greenland, as well as our NATO partners, and of course, millions of federal employees and their families and local businesses, the stock market is looking at Trump with a concern bordering on panic.
$8 million for making mice transgender. This is real.
No, it's not. It's transgenic mice, not transgender mice.
This probably sums up Trump more than any one thing. He has no advisors, or someone would have stopped him from saying this dotarded statement. And Democrats like Gavin Newsom are stealing Trump's thunder by now saying that, yeah, trans males should have never been playing girl sports. But let's close with this. There are more people with measles in Dallas, Texas, than there are trans athletes in the entire U.S. Trump and his polls are in free fall, and with 2026 on the horizon, Republicans are right there with him.
Bloated and fat and disgusting.
Go f*** yourself.
Oh, I like that.
Damn right.
You're a nasty person.
I'm as mad as hell.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.